Everyone's leaving Ontario. What's going on? We chat about that in this episode.
Well, 4 out of 10 people.
4 out of 10. Howdy, partner.
How's it going?
I'm feeling actually really good today.
Yeah, do you notice that Robbie changed the way that we are speaking into these microphones?
Did he?
Yeah.
Maybe because your audio over a couple of podcasts was a little bit... Why you keep looking here? Did I spit on myself?
No, I'm not looking at I'm looking at your microphone.
Oh.
It's a little bit more down than mine.
I have the baritone voice.
Do you? All right, let's get on with this. So.
Wow, I'm great. Thanks. How are you? Oh, super. How's your week going? Oh, it's good.
I'm happy it's summer. I'm looking forward to spending some time outside. I had a coffee on the couch in the backyard today.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. The outdoors coffee, morning coffee.
East exposure, so we get the sunlight through the trees. So
your front porch.
No, the back porch.
Oh, right. Front is west. Yeah.
Front would be sunset.
Right.
Yeah, so that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time was that?
7:15.
Okay.
Something like that.
So past sunrise.
Yeah, well, wouldn't have the sun until about that time.
Right.
Because of the houses. I don't have acreage.
Do you have any shade in your backyard?
Yeah.
Like an umbrella or something?
Oh, no. I mean, we have shade.
You talked about buying an umbrella for years.
Yeah.
Never did.
No, never did. Never did.
How's your fitness and health and eating routines going these days?
It's good. I'm doing it just to
we
try to get
haven't seen a lot of each other lately because we've been so busy, and so this is a good time to catch up and let everybody know.
Yeah. So
happening.
My whole health routines now: eating better, exercising regularly. It was primarily initiated because I was trying to get my cholesterol down because I feel I'm at higher risk because my whole family's had heart attacks. My grandfather's brother, to my understanding, died in his 50s from a heart attack. My grandfather had a couple of heart attacks. He had triple bypass surgery. My dad, at 60, had a quadruple bypass surgery, and he had it twice.
Thank God for technology.
He woke up in the morning and he was bleeding out, so the surgeon had to redo it. And then my mom has had heart issues. I think my grandma's had heart issues.
Ooh, so on both the female and male side. Ooh.
So my numbers are... to people that maybe don't have that history, maybe it would be not super
borderline.
Concerning. Yeah. But for me, my numbers bother me, and they're similar to what my dad's were when he had a heart attack.
Well, now that you're in your 40s, things are... Your body is slowing down in some capacity, so you got to step up your game.
Yeah, so I cut out almost all meat. I'm going 3 months. I've had some chicken, a little bit of chicken, not much. And I've had fish, a fair bit of fish, but no red meat, no pork, no dark meat, chicken, that is.
And that help. Like, I don't have high cholesterol, so I don't follow.
Yeah.
Does that, like, eliminating red meats or dark meats, that helps?
Think you will have a lot of controversial feedback on that.
Right.
From my research. There's a lot of people that believe in the carnivore diet, and they say all you should eat is meat, and that will lower your numbers.
Well, you need protein. So where are you getting your protein from? You doing like tofu or chickpeas or like what?
All of the above. Yeah. Tofu, chickpeas, black beans,
right.
Different beans, and occasionally, fish and occasionally chicken. So
what happens with the rest of your family? Because when one person is on a specific diet.
Yeah, they've all been really good.
Yeah.
It's actually been kind of fun because I like to do the cooking in the house. Alicia does most of the cooking in the house, but I'm the one who enjoys it more, I think. And my whole history of cooking has always involved meat. So I've not done much without meat.
Right.
So it's been nice to explore meals that don't involve meat.
Yeah.
So I've kind of expanded my knowledge on cooking. Yeah.
And then in the colder.
You're right.
Awkward pause.
Have a glass of water. Sip of water.
Excuse me, Robbie. In the colder months, you can shift to like stews and soups and stuff like that are hearty, but
yeah.
Cool.
Good. You're lucky not to have high cholesterol.
Yeah. Who knows? That can change at any moment. I have high blood pressure. I've been working on, and similar to you, not on my mom's side of the family or my mom, but my dad and my dad's side of the family all had high blood pressure. There were heart attack. Actually, my maternal grandfather also had high blood pressure, quadruple bypass.
Yeah, that's important
things.
to
So
get
it's all
under
things
control.
that as you get older, you got to keep.
Well, and my
aware of.
brothers, neither of them have even looked into it. So I'm like, I think it's important that people, especially as you near, 40, in your 40s for sure, you should be going to get checked regularly. And I think men are more guilty of not
for sure.
looking into their, doing regular physicals and that sort of
Right.
stuff. So, which leads very well as an excellent segue into our topic today.
Is it?
Yeah, of why 4 out of 10 Ontarians are considering leaving the province.
So, yeah, that came out. There's a few articles. We've heard from a lot of our clients, and we've had clients actually do this, is they're leaving Ontario and going somewhere else in the country.
Yeah.
And even some that are going out of country, like going to the States,
Lots of
going
that.
to Costa Rica, going to Panama, going to wherever.
Well,
I've heard even people like moving now to Europe.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of those clients. One moved to Poland. The other one moved to Portugal, I think.
Well, a lot of that happened over COVID.
Yeah.
Like one of the guys that we use quite often for flooring, he has a company that over the course of COVID, he lost, I think, all of his employees who were all mostly Polish.
Right.
And they all went back home.
Yeah, they came here for a few years, saved some money, and now living good back in the homeland.
Yeah, well, and for me, I've had actually most of my close friends have left. One, he left at a young age.
What does that say about you?
Well, we keep in touch regularly, though. One guy has kind of traveled all over, but he settled in Victoria. Another is on the verge of moving to North Carolina. And another one moved to Alabama, but he was deported. He didn't choose to leave.
Right.
That's a whole nother story. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. But we have had tons of clients I have some that have gone to Halifax, some who have gone, and my best friend lives in Edmonton, but he left many years ago.
Really, the underlying topic within the topic is that they are leaving because of expense, because of cost.
Yes, affordability.
And
that's
not only owning
not just
the home.
real estate.
Yeah, not only the real estate factor, even though like to own a home in this province, you've got a high purchase price, high property taxes, high utility costs, high insurance costs, and then you couple that with cost of food, cost of transportation overall, public transportation.
Mm-hmm.
You've got so many variable and fixed expenses that are much higher in this province.
Mm-hmm.
So can you look at comparables in a lot of people moving out to Alberta, a lot of people moving out east, whether it's PEI or Newfoundland?
Well, Ontario, I think, has one of the highest income tax brackets in the country.
Yes.
In the continent.
Yes.
Probably. A lot of people will argue, and I don't know a whole lot of it. Like, I definitely would not get into an official debate on this because I don't, dollar for dollar with each expense. I don't know where we stand, but from discussions with people in all these different areas and doing some research, it does seem like living in Ontario is significantly more expensive for the average person.
Well, and the incomes in this province as a whole, they might be higher in certain areas. Like if you're working downtown Toronto, it might be a job that you can't find anywhere else and it's a good salary or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But your take-home money, your true take-home money, like think about you're taxed on your income, you're taxed on your property, you're taxed on everything, and then you're going to buy things that are then taxed, right? Like you're taxed upon tax upon tax. So what's left in your pocket? No wonder, people are struggling to buy homes.
Mm-hmm. And
then if you have an average purchase price in the Greater Toronto area of almost $1 million, dollar for dollar, I would say you could purchase like right now in the GTA, I don't know what the average exactly would be, but I'll call it, let's say $1.2 to $1.4 million.
Yeah. For
a 2,000 to 2,500 square foot double car garage home, right? An ideal family home, family of 4 wants that kind of house in an ideal world. Here you're paying $1.2 to $1.4 million for sure. $1.2 million in somewhere like Halifax is buying you twice the size of home.
Well, in the States too.
So, can you buy something with a double car garage, 2,500 square feet, 4-bedroom for $600,000 somewhere else in the country? Absolutely. What are you looking at?
So I'm just looking at fuel costs here. I know I had a text message recently. I don't know if it's
like cost per liter.
Yeah. Well, this was in the U.S. gallons, but sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought you were just going to continue talking.
So it is happening. People are leaving Ontario to go to other areas. A lot of them are staying within the country, which is good.
I think one of the big fears for people that are here, and one of the common discussion that might scare them from the idea of moving away, is healthcare, being that they don't have to pay for it here. They do in a roundabout way. Between all the various taxes. But from my discussion with people in the States, when you look at everything as a whole and take into account insurance costs, like I was chatting with someone who's paying $900 a month in insurance for a family of 4 for very good insurance coverage, they're better off paying that when you take into account their lower sales tax, lower income tax, or lower everything.
That's if you're moving to the States. I don't know. The U.S. is going to probably be in a little bit of turmoil for a while. There's lots of talk about market crashing, and then you watch like the debate with Biden and Trump, and you go, "Oh, geez, do I want to move to a country like that?"
Well, we're already there. Nobody wants to come here.
Well, that's true. Trudeau is not any better. But you look at Costa Rica as an example. I'm a big fan of that country. Some of the best healthcare that you'll find, and it's cheap. You need a root canal in Costa Rica, you can probably get same day service for $50.
Well, my sister-in-law had some dental work done there. I don't remember what she had done, but I don't remember the dollars and cents, but I remember it being very low. Low. Apparently the dentist actually flew to her, did whatever needed to be done, and then left for a fraction of what it would have costed here. And my brother had something done too. And my brother had something done too, and he paid whatever the number was. It's at least like a third of what it would have cost here.
Right.
So, but these are all unknowns.
So how
for average people.
if 4 out of 10 Ontarians are thinking of moving away from Ontario, how does that affect Ontario real estate? Well, first of all, there's a lot of new immigrants coming to Ontario. So that potentially frees up now places to live for all these people, because we are still short supplied in terms of bodies per roof. If that's
but can these people afford to buy a house?
So that's it.
So what's going to happen? Are you just going to hold out until the market comes down?
Although I had this chat with a client the other day, people are coming from other countries with significant amount of money.
Yeah, some.
And they're being gifted money from their families, generational money. So
doesn't mean they can get approved for a mortgage, though.
Wow. That's right? A whole other,
even if they had
whole other
50% of a down payment.
I think that might change as the rates come down a bit and the floodgates might open. We'll see.
I'm curious how many listeners have contemplated leaving, and what was the what was their ultimate decision.
Yeah, I would say 50% of people listening have thought about it.
Well, at least 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
And what was your final decision, and why did you settle on that decision? Like, if you didn't leave,
And where would you go
and
if
where
you
would
did?
you go?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting to me.
So have you thought about it?
Leaving the province, leaving the country,
Just leaving Ontario.
No. Not enough to say yes, if that makes sense. Like, I have no idea. I mean, in a moment of, having a glass of wine, thinking about, it'd be nice to be on the beach right now. That maybe you're thinking something like that, but it doesn't really interest me. I'd like to think that things will get better here, but we'll see.
It really interests me, but from a realistic perspective, when you have businesses, family, friends, kids in school.
You say that, but I feel like, there are a lot of people that say, oh yeah, I don't want to leave family, but then family leave.
Leave, family's far away anyway.
Right.
How often do you see that family? Would you see them more if you had a destination for them to go to that they wanted to visit?
Maybe. I mean, I have family nearby that we don't see that often.
Right. How many times your family in Huntsville say, oh, let's go to Milton for a...
Yeah, I'm trying to think now. How many times would we see each other a year?
Once or twice a year?
No. We would see each other probably...
Oh, because you go up there. Because it's more interesting.
I'd say half a dozen times a year.
Yeah.
Between holidays, cottage visits, birthdays. Like, we do spend a fair amount of time together. But I think the time would just change. Instead of spending 1 or 2 days at a time.
If you had a beachfront villa in Hawaii, I guarantee you they would be visiting.
For sure. For a week at a time. So it might be better, more quality time.
From my perspective, because in my younger years when I lived in Las Vegas with my family, I went through knowing what it's like to have good weather all year round. And I miss that terribly because I hate winter.
Yeah. But you said recently that you found it much more enjoyable, or maybe that you could put up with it because you started wearing warmer jackets or something. I remember something like that. It's like, I didn't realize proper outerwear made a difference.
Well, I've learned that, and maybe because growing up as a kid, as a teenager, as a young adult, you go outside in the freezing cold in just a thin jacket, and it's like,
kids never seem to get cold
or whatever, right? Or even if you are cold, you're not thinking about wearing layers, and you got to look good. You're going to the club. You're not wearing a thermal undershirt.
Yeah. I was always the thermal undershirt guy.
Were you?
I was never at the club.
That explains why you were single for so many years.
Yes,
anyway, we'll end it there.
Yeah, no, there was something else I wanted to say though. I can't remember. Anyways,
that's a good way to end the podcast right there. Can't remember.
Works for me.
Maybe you should eat more meat. You're losing your memory.
Well, it does affect, for sure. It affects your body.
It does.
You go through a big change.
Yeah. All right. See you next week.
Ciao.
Bye. Let us know in the comments if you've thought about leaving your province. We'd love to know why and where you would go if you did.